Hey y'all, welcome back to Trek with Bill. Today we're going to be doing a quick driving impressions video on my 2025 Gladiator High Tide, so stay tuned for that. Alright, so let's go ahead and power on the Jeep. Alright, so let's take off here. It's going to be a no music, just raw audio of driving impressions of the Jeep. So let's go ahead and take off. Was that bad going over a speed bump? Have the tires set at about 35, 36 psi. Just driving out of the park here, Olga Park. Let's see this one. This is about 10 miles per hour. Not too bad, not too bad. The upgraded suspension really does a job, I must say. Even on a long driving, 3 4 hours driving, it's pretty good. It's not too bad. Alright, so taking off from the park, down this road, and just I'm sure instantly you can hear the road noise from those BF Goodrich mud terrain tires, and yeah, they get pretty annoying pretty quick, I must say. So let's see, we got some cars coming up here. Forgot to turn off the auto start stop, which is another annoying feature. But alright, we're off here. We're on throttle. And this thing, I must say, it moves pretty good for that dinosaur of an engine. It moves pretty darn good, even on on highway speeds. Merging onto the highway, it does pretty good. You can get up to speed without a problem. I not much different than any other truck its size. Naturally, after I know my Colorado was the same thing, moved just as well. So that's pretty good. No, no hiccups about that. On the torque end, it feels fine. The GMC Canyon definitely had like double the torque, 430 pound foot to this, which I think is 285 pound feet of torque or 260, something like that. I haven't written the horsepower and the torque numbers, but yeah, it's does just fine. Where I live, as you can see, is just a lot of flat roads. Coming to a stop here. Stops on a dime for a vehicle with 780 miles on the dash right now. So again, it's pretty good. No complaints on that part. That 8-speed automatic transmission is very well. Oh, look at that. I don't know if you guys can see there. Somebody has another Gladiator, all white. That looks very nice in white. I almost chose a white color one, but this 41 Heritage color is very, very nice. So I went with it. So, regular country roads here, flat roads, nothing crazy. Does well. 781 miles on the dash right now, and we've averaged 18.3 miles to the gallon. So you guys can do the math there. I think that's That's pretty fair as well for a brand new engine, and just, breaking it in slowly. I got to get on throttle every once in a while, not doing cruise control either. I think it's very good. Very, very good. All right. So continuing on here, the visibility out of this Gladiator is amazing. Just as good as pretty much any other mid-sized truck on the market right now. And let me tell you, I've test driven every single one of them. Tacoma, brand new. GMC Canyon, I had that. Colorados, Frontiers. I've test driven them as well. And as you can see, another Gladiator just drove by. Got to hit him with the Jeep Wave. That's one thing I like. I like about the Jeep community. Everybody seems to be very, very friendly, and everybody does a Jeep Wave and whatnot. So we're going to get up to speed here to 55, and you're going to be able to hear, hopefully, the road noise. So, yeah, I think here in the near future we'll be changing out the tires. They're great tires, but as you can see, for my daily driving, these are the roads where I drive every single day, multiple times a day. Um, Mud terrains are overkill, just too much overkill for this type of driving, and the occasional, dirt roads that I might do. Now, if I do change up the tires, I would like to get wheels and tires and keep these just the way they are, obviously on the vehicle, keep them and be able to change them out for when I do my off-roading, which this year, God willing, in 2026, I'll be able to hang out again with ZR2 Mike, head out there to the desert, and I don't know, maybe Moab or something if time allows, God willing, and just have a good time out there in a new vehicle. And by then, I'm sure I'll have all of everything figured out on this Jeep. Maybe some upgrades too along the way. And this thing comes with packaged very well with skid plates, the upgraded suspension, heated interior, leather interior. I can take off the doors atop. You know how cool it is to be off-roading. You can just take off the two front driver and passenger panels. And I mean, you're in a convertible, pretty much. Not to mention, you can take off the doors and get a full experience. So open air experience, as Jeep calls it, and it truly is. It's amazing what this vehicle is. I've seen some videos now, what it's capable of. Again, it's not a Rubicon or a Mojave, but it all boils down to, I'll say this every time, and I sort of preach this. It's about what you need. Like, look at this. My daily driving is this. I don't need to pay for something different. Wow, that guy had a weird glass mask. He looked like an alien. But other than that, well, he's driving a BMW, so that that could be part of the problem here. But yeah, it's this vehicle is just packaged really well. And geez, I lost my train of track there with that math. Just something out of this world, literally. Yeah, just for my daily driving, this is fine. I didn't need a Rubicon. I don't need locking differentials to go to Sam's Club or Wally World. You don't need that. I don't need Fox suspension to drive on a paved road. I don't live close to any off-road places close to me, so there's not like Doesn't make sense. I'm sure you guys, I can beat on it, keep repeating it. I'm going to sound like a madman, but it's the truth. Same thing with the Subaru. Yeah, I could have gone with a wilderness, but I don't need a wilderness. I don't need the off-road capability. I just don't. You know, what I spec'd out or what I bought from the dealer is fine for me. It works. It just works. I got some tires, some more off-road oriented tires if need be. But other than that, it's basic. You don't really need a lot unless you're going to build out again like the fully built out off-road vehicle. So anyways, I'm sure you guys are able to hear the road and everything. I'm going to lower the window here. Nice and windy. Let's turn in here so I can close up the video. But yeah, this is literally what it is. Quick driving impressions of the Jeep Gladiator. Everything is new as expected. It is a new vehicle. Drives great so far, except the road noise. I'm sure if I added some weight on the back, it would be even better. But yeah, I'm gonna stop right here. All right, folks. So that was my quick driving impressions video of my 2025 Jeep Gladiator High Tide. Drives great, performs great, just as you expect of a new vehicle and a mid-sized truck. Nothing out of the ordinary so far. Tap on wood or whatever you want to tap on, it's fine. Vehicle performs. It's not bad. They're around and they sell them all day long because people like them, and I can admit to that. I like it. I like it so far. So yeah, these mud-terrain tires, that has to go though for my everyday driving. As you guys just saw, it's not needed. It's quite literally overkill. I haven't driven it on the beach yet. I hope I do before I change out the tires, but maybe some BF Goodrich KO3, some all-terrains. I had the KO2s; those performed great in my Colorado. I didn't have any problems with those. Got 60,000, I think a little bit over 65,000 miles, I think, out of those tires, or 60,000 miles out of those tires from when I, first purchased the vehicle. Those are great. So maybe some of those or some Falcon Wild Peak AT4s or AT3s, whatever the newest ones are. Something that's, all-terrain and 3-peak rated, just in case I decide to go up north where there's a lot of snow. But man, this thing's shiny. See my reflection there in the mirror. Yeah, so not bad, not bad. Seating position wise, let's take a look at this. Open it up. So seating position wise, I'm trying to figure it out as well. I didn't really touch on that throughout the video because I moved the seat up, up a little bit and a little bit more forward and push in the steering wheel just so I can get closer to the pedal. This does not have a dead pedal. It's not non-existent. So if you're a bit taller person or shorter, you will be hurting on a long drive, but that's expected out of a off-road vehicle. Alright, y'all, so that's going to be the end of the video here on my 2025 Jeep Gladiator High Tide driving impressions. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and turn on your notification bell for any upcoming videos just like this one. If you have any questions, make sure to comment as well, or any feedback, positive, hopefully, of, setting up the driving position, or any wheels and tire recommendations that you might have for me, as you saw, for my daily drivability of this vehicle, and anything else that you might want to add. So stay tuned and we'll see you next time.